Hello again. I am Mickey. I am not your mama's minister, and today we're going to be I'm going to be answering a question having to do with infidelity. So, a client sent me the question. Um, I cannot decide between two people that I'm in love with. And I was like, oh, awesome question to ask, and I will do my best to answer it from a spiritual perspective. So, as most of you know, I have absolutely no problem with physical infidelity. I am not going to be one of those ones that's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she's cheating. I mean, I'll probably still have that reaction because I'm a drama queen, but I'm not really going to judge. And the reason that I'm not going to judge is that uh, shit happens. You know, we are aroused by all sorts of things, and sometimes we have more willpower than others, and sometimes we just don't give a shit, and so forth and so on. And so there are many, many variables when it comes to, of course, human relationships and human interactions. And I think that sex and love is one of those top ones. And so having to do with, okay, so you're seeing two different people. I already know your story. Of course, you're my client and also my friend. And so I am just going to say this for everybody else. There is one child involved. The child is the child of one of the individuals in the relationship, as well as my client. And so we've got a girl who is involved with a guy and who is involved with another girl. And so it's one of those situations where she knows about both of them. Obviously, they don't know about each other. So we are going to answer that. So the question was, what should you do? Of course, you've had readings done, and so you know, from a spiritual perspective, it's kind of the same thing that I recommend personally, and that is that lying or deceit in any relationship is difficult. It's almost like poison to the relationship. Now, there are certain situations when lying is appropriate and honestly a lot of fun. I tell people regularly, including lovers, no, lie to me. If you prefer me in a different dress and we're already out, go ahead and lie to me and tell me that, oh, you look beautiful. Um, and so there, I am not one of those women who sits there and says, I don't want to be playing games. I'm too old for playing games. Life is a game. And so it isn't that I have an issue, or coming from a spiritual advisor aspect, it isn't that there's an issue with the fact that you are seeing two different people. There is an issue with the fact that they don't know about it, because then you take away their informed consent, and I have an issue with that. Just like I know that spiritually speaking, the only real sin is when you violate somebody else's rights, when you violate somebody else's well, really anything. And so when it comes to, you know that you are seeing each of them, but you aren't giving them the option to walk away from the relationship, and that's where I have a problem with it. Um, you need to make sure that everybody is involved, not for just the emotional reasons, because there are many people out there who can't put up with that. But so it's not just for the emotional reasons, it's not just for the spiritual reasons, although of course that's my realm of expertise. And spiritually speaking, it does toxify everything. It poisons everything, both with your relationship with each of them, but also your relationship with the other parent of the child. You know, it's poisonous because there are lies going on, there's deceit going on. But in addition to that, let's go to the physical aspect of that. As you will know, as most of you know, I am absolutely neurotic about STDs and protecting yourself sexually. And I joke about it frequently, and I mean it, is that my vagina is magical. I certainly don't want um, there to be bugs and so forth there that aren't supposed to be there. And so I do believe that if you are going to share that magical vagina or magical dick, then you should definitely um, be protecting it and making sure that you have full use of it for many, 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 many years to come until you are dead and buried. Um, so that's another thing, is when people are not upfront and honest about their the relationships and the different people that are within that relationship, that are in the same type of connection, so an intimacy, a physical intimacy, then that's unfair to everybody. They don't get to sit there and say, well, then you need to be tested weekly and whatever else they feel comfortable with. And so that is my answer to that question, is what should you do having to do with the relationships between this one person and then this other person, is honesty. Because yes, there is the possibility that you will lose one or both of them, but that's still their choice. And so, do you really have the right to take that choice away from them? Do you have the right to take the choice away from them, to know what's going on and what they're involved with and kind of what they've signed up for? So, I think that's it for my answer, and I really do wish you shit tons of luck on this. I know that it must be a difficult decision. This is why I absolutely want my 5 husbands. Um, because then I don't have to choose. So, I think that's it, and many blessings to each and every one of you, and much love. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and please feel free to ask me whatever you feel like asking me, and almost whatever. Yeah. And I think that's it. I will talk to you soon. Much love.